Hello, good to the internet, and this is just a general life update to fill you in on what's been going on since my last video, which, was pretty heavy. um, Also, I normally like to do vlogs on my birthday anyway, although this year I kind of actually missed my birthday. It was yesterday. I usually like to do these vlogs like on the day itself, but I've been moving, so, it's been busy. But, day after birthday vlog. It's still, and, pretty close to it, so. I turned 26, so I'm getting up there. But, yeah, so what I ended up doing, and despite what I was saying in my last video, was, I ended up moving back into my parents' house. I talked to them, it turns out they actually watched my last video, which is kind of embarrassing considering all the things I said about them, but they weren't mad. They were just mostly concerned about me. So, as many issues as I do have with my parents and my family, at least they care about me. I can say that much, so I'm pretty lucky to have that. But, regardless, I didn't really want to move back into my parents' house. That would be like the last thing I wanted to do. With independence and all that, and plus the issues I had. But gotta do what you gotta do. But they love me, and they offer me a place, cheap rent. It'd be cheaper than trying to go find an apartment somewhere. So I think it's probably the best decision for me right now. But I've got my room all hooked up. Let's see if I can. There's my baby. And I'm still unpacking, so I don't actually have all the stuff on my shelves yet, but it'll get there. My computer set up, my closet, chairs for guests and whatnot. It's a pretty small room. It's smaller than the one I had at the other place, but I mean, a room's a room, right? Oh. So, plus I think it makes it work. Oh, I could even show. I can play video games while I watch YouTube. I know most of you are probably like, why would you want to do those at the same time? But trust me, my ADHD brain, I can't just do one thing. I have to be doing two things at once. I don't know why. It's just how I am. But yeah, so just a bit of an update. Another update is I might be changing my channel slightly, maybe. Because here's what I've been thinking, right? Now that I'm not living with my roommates anymore. Now, technically, I wasn't living with them to begin with anyway, but they still lived in town. But, Craig now lives all the way in Nevada. Johnny, not so far away. He lives closer to work, but that's still like a 20-minute, 30-minute drive. So, I'm going to be seeing them a lot less, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, might be better for me. Gonna be real with you guys real quick, and I touched on this a little bit in the last episode, but, I've done a lot for my friends over these years, and I feel like they started to, knew that I would do these things for them, and it kind of turned into this cycle, I guess. I don't really know what to call it. And whether they meant to or not, they did kind of take advantage of me. And I'm not saying that, I hate them or anything. Obviously, they're still my friends. I still love them. And that won't change. But, I already had a talk with them about it. And, they sort of recognize, yeah, it wasn't, malicious, but it was definitely there, It was getting to the point where, I was so stressed, because I always was, constantly having to take care of them, as well as myself, paying for basically everything, because they had trouble keeping a job, which, partially is their fault, some of it wasn't. There's a lot of, it's always been complicated, because, these things, it's Like, some you could say, yeah, and the blame relies on them, but some of it's outside of their control. But the point is, after moving back in my parents, well, even before I, like, moved back in, when I made the decision, I decided that from now on, I'm just gonna be taking care of me, you know? Like, a thing every once in a while, like, hey, you spent all your paycheck already and you're starving, I won't mind buying you, like, food, like, for the day or something, but, like, every single day for months, like, and I have to pay for my own food too, and that was for 2 people, so I was paying for 3 people for however many long, and that was only, like, over the course of that few months period, and I already got, like, $2,000 in debt, actually more than that, but regardless, I think it's actually around 5,000, but now that I'm just paying for myself and not anybody else, I think I'd be able to clear that debt pretty quickly. And once that debt is up, I can actually start spending money on other things. Maybe I can actually hire an editor. Yeah, that was speaking of so the editor that I talked about in the last video, I kind of saw it coming, but, they haven't really gotten back to me on it at all. I even sent a message, no reply, so, it's fine. Can free things, can't really. But if I hire someone, like actually put money towards it, then maybe I'll get some results. But first I have to get myself out of debt, blah blah blah. And, oh right, I didn't even, so because they're all going to be like further away now, I think I might switch up my channel to be more solo focused again, like it was back when I started. Um, I kind of tried to do solo recordings again with Arkham Asylum, but I had really hard time trouble kind of trying to come up with things to say. So eventually, I just Ryan came in and we just finished the rest of it together. So I never ended up going fully through with the whole solo thing, but I can try again. I actually did Braid earlier than that, which was a solo, and I have a hard time just doing things solo because I often have trouble finding things, what to say, and it's easier to bounce off people, but, I started off as a solo channel, so you'd think, maybe I just need more practice, So the first few solo playthroughs I do are probably going to be a little rough, but, with time, I should get better. I was thinking maybe if I save up enough money, maybe I can even get myself like a custom face rig and become like a VTuber. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, could you imagine though? Like having my character, and maybe I'll use like my art style, like the really cartoony cat head with the square glasses, and then that's just in the corner talking as I talk, and that'd be pretty cool, right? Right? Like a little cartoony, furry VTuber Let's Player thing. I don't know. It's a trend that's been going on, so maybe maybe. But again, I gotta save up money, gotta buy the thing. It's gonna take time, if I even choose to go that route, but, it could be an option. Maybe I'll stream more. Heck, I started playing Halo a bit after I said that it was scrapped. But it got me thinking, I could stream it. Like, sure, it wouldn't be like, recorded Let's Plays, but streaming, is a kind of different environment, kind of different mood, more laid back, right? You're just watching someone. So, and that, honestly, I'm more laid back anyway. I'm low energy kind of person, so maybe streams are more fitting for me. I don't know. I just feel like I like doing the, pre-recorded method more, but I don't even edit, you know? Like, those are best for, like, the edited content, but if I'm not even going to edit, then what's the point of having it pre-recorded, The whole thing about being pre-recorded so that way you can like modify and whatnot, right? But if I'm just skipping that step, then it'd be basically no different than streaming, just having segments where you cut it off instead of, and plus I could still post my streams to YouTube, right? Edited versions if I, hire an editor, but you get what I mean. So yeah, just thinking of plans for the future. Maybe I'll get a face cam. I've been avoiding face cam for so long because I'm like, oh, I don't want it to break the immersion of me being my character or whatever, but that's just an excuse. Honestly, that's just an excuse. I never really cared about that. If I truly cared about it, I wouldn't be doing these in-person vlogs. I wouldn't be recording my face right now. Because this is totally breaking the immersion, wouldn't you say? But hey, that's another point for VTubing, right? Like, that wouldn't break the immersion. uh, but anyway. Um, I think that's it for my update. So, plans for the future, plans for my channel. Once I get back to it, I think I'm still on break because I still need to like unpack and get things settled, But I just thought I'd give you guys this little update. So, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the near future. Take care.